So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the scrapping of the Northern Ireland Protocol would trigger a wave of red tape warning farmers. And this is, of course, to get rid of the, quote, red tape around Northern Ireland when it comes to checks in the Irish Sea. But by doing this, it will cause massive problems for the kind of integration of agri-foods for Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, the dairy industry being a key one there, but also grain that's harvested in Northern Ireland, for example, wouldn't be able to be sent to the Republic of Ireland without facing checks if there was a hard border. It would basically kill off parts of their economy. So plans to rip up the Northern Ireland Protocol risks triggering a wave of red tape and costing the regions unfettered access to the EU single market, farmers and manufacturers have warned. And it's very clear what side the farmers and the manufacturers are on. They are on the side of the protocol. So the question is, who's actually against it? Beyond ideological reasons, beyond the DUP, which businesses are against it? Apart from M&S as well. The government argues its legislation will spare businesses trading between Britain and Northern Ireland unnecessary border checks and administration. So really, getting rid of the border checks helps businesses more in Great Britain than they do in Northern Ireland. The dual regulatory system, which we've talked about before, is a joke. That's going to essentially kill the protocol and Northern Ireland's unfettered access to the EU in itself. And that would lead to an increase in paperwork, the dual regulation, because you're going to have to prove that your goods are made to EU standards. The bill risks new barriers to trade with neighbouring Ireland and the rest of the EU, which would affect an estimated quarter of its trade. Stephen Kelly, Chief Executive of Manufacturing Northern Ireland, the trade body, said it would add significantly to the burden on businesses in both Northern Ireland and Great Britain. So to show you the impact of getting rid of what the protocol would do, it would increase the red tape in Great Britain as well, because of course the EU will put up barriers in the way. There will be more tariffs, more checks potentially on goods leaving GB to go to the EU. So, the argument they're using of getting rid of red tape for, businesses in the UK, when you're transferring goods from GB to NI, it just won't match up compared to what we're going to lose. If the bill becomes law, British goods entering Northern Ireland would still face some checks if goods were at risk of entering the EU territory. So I don't think that's strictly true, because at the moment, from what I've seen of the legislation, it's not about goods at risk of going into the Republic of Ireland, it's goods going to the Republic of Ireland. So say, for example, if you're sending, for whatever reason, a product straight to the Republic of Ireland, those goods will face checks. It wouldn't be about goods at risk, it'd be goods going directly. So I think that might be a minor mistake here from the Telegraph. Declan Billington, Chief Executive of John Thompson and Sons, an animal feed manufacturer, this is the thing I was talking about earlier, said plans for a dual regulatory system could mean the EU introducing a new certification and paperwork requirements on Northern Irish goods. He said, as a direct result, we would have lost the unfair access to Europe and the option of having the best of both worlds, exporting to GB and the Republic of Ireland or the rest of the EU. For the UK to be successful in delivering on dual standards, it has to provide adequate assurance to Europe that nothing illegal would cross the border into Ireland and Europe, which the UK cannot give those sorts of guarantees. An EU official said a dual regulatory regime would be completely unworkable and pose significant risk to the single market, which is true. It would create confusion for consumers because you don't know what standards the goods are made to. Is it GB standards or is it EU standards? Local producers and importers, the administrative burden would be intolerable, the official said. Mike Johnson, Chief Executive of the Dairy Council for Northern Ireland, said the change to the protocol risks disrupting the country's milk trade. Northern Ireland's dairy sector has annual trade with Britain worth £400 million a year and £600 million a year for Ireland and the rest of the EU. So you can see which market is bigger for them. It's the EU market. Milk typically crosses the Irish border into EU territory before being sold. It's also processed more in the Republic of Ireland as well. Johnson said about a third of our raw milk, maybe 800 million litres a year, moves into the Republic of Ireland for processing, where it'd be turned into, I think, pasteurised milk, turned into cheese, turned into butter, for example. The protocol is enabling those flows to continue. It is not perfect, but we don't want to damage any damage to what we have at the moment because it's working. You have so many businesses in Northern Ireland saying the protocol is working for them. They don't want barriers to go up in the Republic of Ireland, in the island of Ireland, because it would damage their trade so much. They do £200 million more trade with the EU, the dairy industry, than they do with GB. It shows you how much more important the EU industry is for them, the EU is for them. So what you can gather from this is the fact that it's going to add a lot of red tape for businesses in Northern Ireland, and they simply don't want it. You've got businesses warning about the excessive red tape they're going to face. The red tape we face for exporting to the EU is the same red tape they're going to face for exporting to the EU if they get rid of the protocol. But it might be even more so than that because the checks could increase. It's just not a good situation for us to be in. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.